What up, YouTube? It's your boy Chris Rogers, and I'm coming back at y'all with another one. So look, YouTube, man, season 1 of 2K26, man, we got a lot to address here. A few things that I want to unpack and uncover today. Make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe button, and make sure y'all drop them comments down below. But we about to get into it, man. So look, I got to give y'all my honest opinion. Y'all know I'm not gonna hold y'all with none of the rhetoric. I'm not gonna keep y'all too long, but a couple things I want to talk about. Rhythm shooting, number one. When it comes to this rhythm shooting mechanic, man, I don't know how I really feel about it, to tell you the truth. I've used it. It's been beneficial to me sometimes, but I'm a button shooter. I've always been a button shooter, and my preference, I'd rather use the button over anything. Not to say that rhythm shooting is terrible. I think right now it's not perfected, and it's a flawed mechanic in this game. And the reason why is because you have the rhythm shooting where you only have to time the tempo. It's different than the button where you actually have to time your jump shot. When you're timing just the tempo, the throw of the jump shot, and the green windows being the way they are already, it's a little OD. It's a little OD right now. It's a little crazy. I think that if they're going to keep rhythm shooting in the game, and Mike Wang, if you hear this video, I hope you're listening. If you're going to keep rhythm shooting in the game, I do think that you honestly need to make it where it goes back to timing and tempo. Both need to be green in order for the shot to fall. I think at that point, you negate some of this whites, I guess, if you want to call it. And I think it'll make for a better gameplay experience, because then people have to actually time that jumper and that tempo. I mean, you guys got the green window super big already, and to allow people to make shots that are white, it puts the button at a disadvantage. That's my honest opinion on it. I got a couple of tweets that I've seen, and one of them was referencing Black Cobra, who's been around in the 2K community now for a few years. And basically he was responding to somebody, and he was saying, like, you know, like, basically change his mind on rhythm shooting and help him understand it, explain it to him like he was a 4-year-old kind of thing. And he says, okay, I understand it now, but you have to time something with rhythm shooting anyway. So if it's one or the other, why does it matter if you don't need to time both? If you time tempo, it's the same result as timing the button. If you time the jump shot timing, it's the same result as timing the button. I don't think it's something to be indifferent about. That statement there, I kind of understand what he's saying a little bit, but I disagree with the statement. They are something to be indifferent about. One, you actually have to time the jump shot, meaning it has to be within that green window while you're timing your jump shot, right? Whereas if you're tempo shooting, you are not held to the same standard of being within the green window. There's flexibility. And I think that flexibility right there is what gives rhythm shooting the advantage. You have a lot of people into 2K, especially guards right now, who are fading threes with rhythm shooting. I'm sorry, Mike. Like, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but like, we got to do something about it. You know what I mean? For one, and I hate to be the guy that always like, well, it's not real, it's not real. I like for people to have fun, and I think this is a fun game, but I think, again, rhythm shooting being such a flawed mechanic right now, people are abusing an exploit, essentially, and not having the time that fade that they're doing at half court and just launching up, you know, Curry fade threes and things like that. I think that's crazy. I think that's something that you guys got to look into, and you guys, I'm pretty sure you guys can fix it, and will fix it, hopefully. The other thing that I wanted to address in regards to tempo shooting, well, actually, I got another tweet here, and this one is by Cavi. Cavi was saying, unpopular opinion from someone who plays both my player and my team. Let the people green both tempo and timing for rhythm shooting shots in order to make the shot in NBA 2K26. Y'all just heard me go on my little rant. I totally agree with this statement. I think that this is the route that we need to go if Mike Wang wants to keep rhythm shooting in the game. I think it puts both button and rhythm shooting on an even playing field, and I think that's how we start to negate some of this exploited gameplay we got going on. And if people are still hitting fades at an alarming rate, then I think we need to take measures into doing other things, maybe nerfing badges or things like that, so that people aren't hitting these crazy wild shots. The next thing I will address is defense. We got 7-4s out here running amok right now, right? And the 7-4s are just shooting over everybody. Like, you can't even get a contest with any build almost. And I know 2K Labs, shout out 2K Labs, they did some testing and they found that the 611 builds are better at getting contests, but still nonetheless they can be shot over by the 7-4. Again, I don't know what we're gonna do about the contest system, but I've always said, like, I've been a proponent, an advocate for hands up defense, and everybody who plays the game with me knows that. I believe if you got a hand up and you're, close enough to the shooter or within that, front space of the shooter, that they should miss. That's me. But I'm willing to adapt to the new system that Mike Wang put in place, where you got to jump, right, to get a contest. And I'm all for the jump thing. But I do think that if you're going to be forcing us to jump, because now we have to basically think ahead of the offensive player, and kind of play a game of chess, like when is he going to shoot kind of thing. If we're going to be jumping, I think we need to be able to get a contest if we jump at the right time, close enough to the offensive player to be able to get a contest. I just think right now, the way the contest system is, we get too many 12% contests on things that are like smothered and people are greening them. The badges this year seem to be very overpowered, which is a good thing. I guess that makes for good gameplay and I'm all for it, but I think we got to do something to even the playing field again for everybody and bring some aspect of realism back to the game that we're playing. So those are just my thoughts on a couple of those things. The other thing I want to talk about is steals in the game. Steals are non-existent unless it's a lane steal. I'll give them that. They did good with the lane steals. I feel like lane steals are very responsive, very good, but I do think that we need to be able to have on-ball steals and more body-up animations. I don't know. For me, I'm a guard. I usually 85 perimeter defense. I think that's viable for most guards. I'm not saying I should be having lockdown defender defense with average stats, but I do feel like if I'm putting in the energy and I'm getting that body up, on the guard that wants to do the cheesy hesitations, the hesitation spams, and wants to spam Trae Young or Kemba Walker or whatever it is, and I'm playing the off-ball hand where he's going to be dribbling and I'm anticipating that dribble and I'm pinning his hand literally to his body. I think they need to fumble the ball more, or we need to get a body up more and put them into a force ball pickup animation a lot more than what we're seeing in this game. Everything doesn't have to be a steal. I've always said that. I'm not one that's like, if I press square, I better get a steal. I don't think everything needs to be a steal, but I do think that we need better body up animations, better contact and collision animations for the defenders or defending players. Now, if you don't invest in strength and you don't invest in your perimeter defense, at that point you're going to be a victim, and I think people do need to accept that. I see a lot of people going with 74 defensive stats and things like that, and I just don't think that those defensive stats warrant those body ups as much. If you're going to be a little guard, you're probably not going to get the best body up animation. That's understandable, you know what I mean? But nonetheless, if you're a dribbler and you're going to be abusing things like the hezi, I do think that at your most vulnerable point of dribbling, which I feel would be the escape move or the hezi escape moves, whatever you want to call them, I think those should be able to be plucked a little bit more, because that seems to be the go-to move that everybody wants to use to get out of something. So just my thoughts on that. Again, I said I'm not gonna keep y'all too long, but you know, if you made it through this video this far, I appreciate y'all. Again, the love and support that y'all been bringing to me. I'm gonna continue to bring y'all good content. I got some build videos that I'm gonna drop for y'all. I got a crazy Zach LaVine build that I'm gonna drop for y'all. I'm even gonna submit it for the 2K creator thing, and you know, we're gonna go from there, man. But appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Peace.